I just started homeschooling, and now I realize that my child is a little bit behind in skills. What should I do? Should I go get outside help? Do I need a specific program or a curriculum? If you're asking yourself those questions, stick around today. I'm going to answer those and give you some helpful tips on getting your child caught up. Hi, I'm Rebecca with Parent Teacher Bridge, where you can find the ideas and resources you need to empower you to be your child's most influential teacher. And today we are talking about those of you who are just starting homeschooling and you're realizing after working with your child that there are some skills that your child is missing and you're wanting to get them caught up. Now, before we get started, be sure to click the like button and subscribe so you can be notified whenever I upload more helpful videos for your child's education. Now, you might be homeschooling because your child is behind and you're trying to catch them up on some skills. Or you might be homeschooling for other reasons and you have started working with your child one-on-one and you're realizing that some things aren't lining up and your child may be deficient in some much needed skills. So how are you going to know that your child is missing some of these skills? Well, if you pulled your child from public school, you might have had a teacher tell you that. You might have had a parent conference and they talk to you about how little Johnny is missing this skill or that skill, but not always. I've definitely heard frustrating conversations with parents where they are talking about how a teacher never let them know. Comment below if you've had that experience before. Definitely encountered that before. And you may be finding out on your own after working with your child that they're just not ready for the level of work that you have to do with them. So does that mean that you have wasted your money on a particular curriculum? Not at all. So here are 3 simple tips that you can try if you're working with your child at homeschool. You find that they're missing some things and maybe the work that you've ordered for them, the curriculum is a little bit higher level than what they need at this time. Number 1, scale back. You can keep that same curriculum, scale back to an easier level, a lower level of that same curriculum. I really like this option because you probably picked that curriculum for a reason. You probably researched and you found that there were certain things about it that you liked. But when you open it up, it's too hard. Doesn't mean you have to throw everything away. Just scale back to an easier level of that same curriculum. Hi, parents. Is your child struggling to read or even hates to read, and nothing you have tried has worked? Get my free guide, 5 quick tips to immediately help your struggling reader. I'm going to show you the simple tricks that I've used for years to successfully improve children's reading and their confidence in reading. It's easy, it's simple, and it's free. Just go to theparentteacherbridge.com/reading help. You can find that link in the description below. Number 2, you can choose to shelve the book, save it for later, and work on foundational skills. So even if you choose not to order a lower level of that same book, maybe your budget is tight, you can come up with a plan of some of the skills that they are missing. What did they struggle on? Print out some free worksheets. Get a binder ready for them. Have them watch some videos on that topic and come up with a plan. Teachers Pay Teachers also has some units in these areas of reading, writing, and math. So if you need to order a lower level of those, you can do that as well. You can work with apps or computer games that may help your child fill in those gaps until you are ready to bring that curriculum level back out again for your child to try. The third thing that you may want to try is to seek help from an outside resource, such as a tutor, or possibly get your child tested for a learning disability if you think there's something more that's going on. If you decide to re-enter your child into the school system, you may want some of those questions answered for you, like, does my child have a learning disability? Is there something more going on here that I need to know about? And once I know that, then I can do some further research, like what kinds of things work for children who have this specific learning disability. And it can also help you know that you haven't been doing everything wrong this whole time, and there's just a little bit more going on, and you need someone else to bounce ideas off of. I've tutored children sometimes for more than a year, and other times parents just will schedule a few tutoring sessions with me just to get them in the right framework of thinking. Maybe they weren't thinking about doing things a certain way, and we had some discussions, and they saw some skills that their child was deficient in. And once they had those ideas, those parents who were the actual teachers of their own children, they were able to go on their own way and work on those things after just a few sessions with a tutor. Now, you may have some doubts, you may have some worry when I say you need to scale back to an easier level, because you may be thinking, how will they ever catch up? But man, when I think about the alternative of trying to push my child through something they're not ready for and add that frustration to the other stresses that can occur in homeschooling, it's a clear decision for me to scale back. What you need to remember is your child may not always be learning at the same speed. Things may be going really slowly for a while because something hasn't clicked for your child. But after it clicks, you may find that your child can move quite a bit faster. I've touched base with parents who I've seen their child for tutoring, and years later they'll report back to me, their child's not moving slowly through the material anymore. They're just sailing through. They feel so much more confident, so much more successful. Don't let that worry you. If there's something your child needs, you need to get them help in that area, because likely if they make it up that mountain, if they make it past that point, they will succeed and gain that confidence and be able to learn at a faster pace than what they were. If you're curious about what things children learn and what grade levels, you can check out your state's standards that they have listed on their state website. It usually has something with the state.gov. You can use the search bar, type education, state education standards, and it's going to come up. But I'm going to tell you, they're not always easy to read through. And the most important thing you need to know about them is they are not all created equal. As you read through some of these standards, you need to ask yourself, do I need to know that in order to function as an adult? Okay, those are going to be the most important standards. And there will be some others that follow along with those that your child may need for further grade levels, but some are more important than others. I always go back to this example of a rhombus, okay? That's a shape, a geometric shape, but do you need to know what that is to function as an adult? No. However, you may look at another standard that says children need to be able to add numbers up through 20, and that's going to be more important. It is important to be able to add as an adult. So as you're looking through those standards, if you choose to do that, you don't have to, but if you choose to do that, you may want to have a highlighter for those things that seem a little bit more important to you, or you may highlight those things that your child was unable to do. We talked about doing something that was a higher level and it caused frustration. Sometimes you may want to look at something like that just to show your child and see which things they don't know how to do. Maybe a test that's meant for the next grade level and see which things your child really doesn't know. And then you say, okay, that's what I need to work on for this school year. What experiences have you had in trying to catch up your child? Leave a comment below. I know that there are experienced homeschool moms watching this, and you have some wisdom and advice to share with other parents who are new to this world of homeschooling. If you're not a homeschooler, I hope you benefited from this video anyway, because anything I've said in this video can be applied to your child if you're wanting to catch them up during the summer or during any of the holiday breaks. Don't forget to check out my guide, 5 quick tips to immediately help your struggling reader. It's free. The link is in the description below. You can also go to theparentteacherbridge.com/reading help. Parent Teacher Bridge can be found on Facebook and Instagram. And if this video was helpful for you, click like and subscribe. Remember, you are your child's most influential teacher.